Peace, peace. Welcome to the show. This right here is Humble Beginnings, where we simply live it through. Y'all know time and time again when I say we simply live it through, I say no matter what adversity or diversity that we go through, all we could do is walk that path, see where it might take us. I am your host, KJ. We got us a good conversation that going. It's one of these type of conversations you be hearing a lot of these folks talk about in these what they call it, these manospheres and things of that nature. But it's a pretty common topic because people are always talking relationships and things of that nature. So, got to have my team up. It ain't possible without my unit. So let me go ahead and bring the game up. Got Maddie B. What's going on with you, brother? Got my girl Izzy rocking with us. Got Smokey back with us. And we got Mr. Doctor with us. Got another first time with us. What's going on with y'all? How y'all living? How everybody doing? What's going on with y'all?
We doing pretty good. Smokey the Bear, you on mute. But we doing pretty good, man.
We good.
My bad. Yeah.
Cool. y'all ready to have a good conversation, man?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Of course, always.
I feel the energy already.
All right, man. So y'all know how we do. We like to, I like to start off real light with my question, and then we typically start to dive in a little deeper as things progress. So I want to have this question of understanding, because I was having this conversation with a couple of people. So, in y'all opinion, who do you guys think communicate more of their wants and desires amongst in a relationship? Men or women? Who do you think do a better job with the communication? Like actually taking the time to tell their partner what it is that they want and they dislikes and all these things in nature. You know what I'm saying? Who do y'all think communicates better? Or more? I would say more. Who communicated more? Since it's Izzy's birthday, we're gonna start this one off with Izzy. What's going on, Izzy?
Happy birthday!
Thank you. That's a hard one. I think like women talk more, truly, but I think like guys are probably a little bit more direct with how they feel and a little bit more transparent. So, I'm gonna probably for clear conversation, I'll probably go with guys, but for more conversations about different things, different topics, and different emotions.
I'm talking about when it comes to their relationship.
Ooh. That's a hard one. I think I'll go with women on that then. If that's the direct answer, I'll probably go with women on that.
Okay. Smokey, what you think, man? Who you think communicating,
Niggas.
more efficiently?
Niggas, men, definitely men. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I just so happen to be the person that lives the other life, and I get to actually see how men and women actually cooperate. And I would like to say that men, they soft. And they are way more bothered about way more shit than women are. So like the things that a woman literally can take, a man cannot. And so like I actually get to see where men are more feminine than the women. So it's like I don't know. I just see like where men care more than women about a lot of shit.
What about the question though? We just say you gonna answer the question.
Okay, so my bad. Okay, so re-ask me the question because maybe I'm not understanding it right. So say it again.
You said men though, right?
Yeah, I said men.
But she said men are more sensitive and men are more like she didn't say nothing about communication.
I just hold on.
Well,
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying to him to re-ask me the question so I make sure I'm staying along the lines because You took that personally. I don't know. But what you said, sir? What you said, Kevin?
So the question was who communicates more effectively within that situation.
Men. Men. They feel the need. Not even just they feel the need more to communicate shit than women do.
Mr. Doctor, man, talk to us, man. What you think, man? Who communicating a little more effectively in these relationships, man?
I think it all depends on who got the most leverage. You know what I mean? Like sometimes a woman might got the most leverage, and she might be putting all her demands. Like let's say it's a younger female, and she got like an older dude that he be waiting on her hand and foot, and he really like, you know what I'm saying? He really be on her. Like she gonna be telling him whatever the fuck. Like I've seen it before, but I think as far as clearer, I think men we do lay our shit clearer because like a lot of women believe in like the fairy tale or the guy's supposed to, like know or kind of read their mind or you know what I'm saying, like the romantic stuff. But to me, like who does it the most, it usually depends on who got the leverage.
Okay.
You got
Matt,
an
man, what
echo
you
coming. You got an echo coming somewhere too, Mister Doctor. You got another screen on or something?
Nah, it's just I don't know, like
I just was making you aware of it. We can move on. I was making you aware of it.
yeah, I could hear. I'm hearing. It's sounding a little bit echoey on my end too.
Yeah, it's just coming from your voice. But we cool. As far as the question is concerned, I say I think Izzy was on the right path when she first started about men being more direct, so being more effective. But as far as more, I would say as females communicate more, but not effectively. I think men communicate more effectively. I think females communicate more. As far as what you was saying, Smokey the Bear, about like men being sensitive, I think men when they communicate a lot like that too, it's also because as the driver of the vehicle, you need to know what you're doing more so than the passenger. A lot of times females want to direct the driver on how to drive instead of just being the passenger. Like I always say, females should be picking a man to lead anyway. So a lot of times females picking a man and they questioning everything. That obviously shows that you picked the wrong man because you should be picking a man that can lead. So a lot of leadership questions shouldn't even be in their mind all the time about questioning anyway. But like I said, I think men are more direct. I think women definitely communicate more though. And if it's a man's man, he's not going to do all that communicating. He's going to communicate effectively, and if you don't follow the guidelines, he's just going to move on. A lot of times, when a man is communicating over and over and over, he's in that phase where he's simping or he's have a weakness for that female because men that stand on they stand on their toes, they saying this is what it is. You follow it or you don't follow it.
Yeah. So I think I'm on the same alignment as Matt. I think that we getting something confused here. All these people who talk about how men are so direct, a lot of these guys, when they are in their relationships, they're actually not as direct as we keep saying that they are. See, women tell you about the things that bother them, tell you about the things they want you to do better. They tell you about all these other things. They tell you what's going on, their problems, what's the issue, and all this other stuff like that. Most men, especially men who are married, they're not being honest up front with women because men do a whole lot of this wanting to keep the peace thing. They don't want to, rattle the cages. Like they might have a sternness if they choose to go to say something, but a lot of men aren't really pushing that envelope a lot when it comes to dealing with their women. Now, some people, just because people might talk a little stern, and I ain't talking about like them straight hood folk, where they just say whatever the hell come to their mind, and they both sides is ignorant as hell, so they'll be quick to cuss each other out and walk all this other stupid shit down. I ain't talking about them niggas. I'm talking about the regular people, like sane people, like sane people. When it comes to type of relationships, it's typically more the women who typically communicate more of the issues and the problems. Most men actually do hold back. That's just my look. What y'all think about that?
I agree with you. I think men come into relationships saying what they mean, but a lot of females are emotional, and men start to, become weak because they don't want to lose the female, and then they kind of adapt to that role of not being direct anymore a lot of times. But even though females communicate a lot, they don't communicate effectively because females will tell you what you want, and you can give them exactly what they want, and they'll say that's not what I meant. They want you to figure it out. It's like I'm saying this, but I don't really mean this, and as a man, you should know what I really mean when I'm saying this. And when you start to get experience with the females, you'll know how to, kind of understand what they're saying, even though their words not matching what they really want.
Now, I agree with in terms of that whole effectiveness. I definitely agree with that. I got another question. Today's society, do y'all believe that are these men intimidated by these modern women today?
Of course.
Do you think that these women are
Of
intimidated?
course. Of course they are. Of course
All right,
they're intimidated.
Smokey, since you spoke first, talk to us, man. Why you say so? Why you feel that?
Watch this. Just money alone be scaring niggas. Niggas scared. I don't know, like little shit. Put it like this. I've dated males, I've dated females, and I feel like when I see the differences in the treatment, when I see the differences in certain things, it's like, I don't know, it's like different. So it's like, basically, it's like,
come on now, tell us why you feel that they're intimidated. You said money.
yeah, it's like, I don't want to be, put it like this. I don't want to be offensive. So I'm trying to be neutral a little bit. It's like, as if niggas ain't making money. But let me put it like this. It's like as if niggas ain't making money.
Wait. You trying to protect the man's ego?
Yeah, a little bit, because niggas be sensitive and shit. So that's why I be trying to like chill a little bit.
That would mean you were being sensitive too, right? If you actually care about other people being sensitive, that would mean you're kind of being sensitive as well.
Exactly.
Right?
I care.
Okay.
I care. And I'm okay with saying I care. I'm cool with caring. I'm all right with caring. I care about people's feelings.
I was gonna tell you not to care, but I mean, go ahead.
Yeah.
You was gonna me fucking annihilate niggas. You was gonna me annihilate.
I just wanted you to be honest and say what it was. I mean,
okay, it's like this then. All right, well, fuck it. I'm just being honest. These niggas ain't got no money. These niggas ain't figuring out how to get no money. It's like as if niggas don't know what money is or even know how to start to establish themselves to money.
Sure don't.
So to me, it's like, it's as if the females have become niggas and the niggas are some bitches now. Like on some real shit. Like on the realest shit ever. It feels as if females are now the niggas and like as if the niggas is some girls now. So it's like, yeah, the boys are soft. And it's sad and it's pathetic because it's like these girls, it's some thug ass niggas. It's like we got this soft shit to come to. So yeah, I said it.
Okay. Izzy, what you think, man? I heard you kind of amen in a little bit in the corner. What you think about that? What you think about that? You think these women are intimidating these men today?
I mean, absolutely. Like, you think about it, look how many single moms there are. Okay. So it's like, these women are able to like go to work, provide for their kids, pay bills, do all these things. I mean, granted, it might not be perfectly done, but they get the job done at the end of the day. It's like, I just don't know too many men who do that or if that's like a thing. And also it's like, okay, so let's say if a woman's able to do that, like if she has like her own money or if she's just super intelligent, and this is just like single things, like you don't have to group it, you can group it together, but like for individually, if this woman has like all these individual things, it's like very like intimidating, because at that point, I feel like, since men's innate in nature is to provide, they're thinking, okay, how am I supposed to provide for this woman if like she's smart, she can work, she, can take care of the kids on her own, like what am I here for, type of thing. And there's a lot of like, and there's women that like, don't want to, be in that role, but if we're pushed to it, we can become that if it's necessary. So I think that's like the scary thing, how like capable and like how ready we are, when the punches get to going. So I think that can be intimidated if you're not like a strong-minded male. Not all males are intimidated by this, but I just feel like it is extremely intimidating for some of them.
Okay. Mr. Doctor, man, what you think about this? You think these women are intimidating these men today, brother?
No, I don't think the men are. I don't think they're intimidating anybody. You know what I'm saying? But like a man not gonna be anywhere that he's not appreciated and respected. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times the power dynamic between men and women be kind of like, you know what I'm saying, it be kind of weird when money is involved, because like I mean it shouldn't, because everybody should be 100 when it comes to relationships, but a lot of times, let's face it, a lot of women be having the bag, you know what I'm saying, they be well learned, you know what I'm saying, in school, you know what I mean, so they got different qualifications, I mean higher qualifications than a lot of our men, you know what I'm saying. So like, we can't be mad if our women throwing their weight around, you know what I'm saying, but I feel like I don't feel like it's like intimidated, like like the women are intimidating us. I feel like it's more so like a lot of guys don't feel like appreciated. But me personally, I won't feel intimidated by like a modern woman in no form or fashion, because like at the end of the day, like she's still a woman, and a woman just want like a safe place to be vulnerable. And once you could provide that safe place for them to be vulnerable, they're gonna be feminine. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it don't matter how much bread they're making or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, you know what I mean? Everybody got their own person type shit.
True. So if I address this question, my answer would be no. I don't believe that men today are intimidated by women because, for one, we don't look at women as competition. First of all, we don't view you on the same scale to be intimidated about by you. Like even like most men aren't trying to take from you neither. Like if you have your education, we're not bothered because you have education. We're not bothered because you have money. Like we don't align ourselves to be in competition with you. So I don't see how that would then be that we could be any way of being intimidated as far as
Sir, speak for yourself. Don't speak for all niggas.
I
Because
don't
all
speak
niggas and yourself is not
Yeah,
the same.
I
I
don't
agree.
I don't speak for all because nothing is definite.
Exactly,
But
you can't
but
because
but
it's
but
niggas.
but I
Yeah.
would say that for most men are not intimidated by women.
But there are niggas that are. Watch this. This man that watch this. There's a white
I'm not
man.
saying that there are not some that exist. I'm saying, but most men are not intimidated by
No,
women.
there's a lot actually.
There's a lot. There's more than what you're really giving credit for. Because I work in a male dominated field. So
Mm.
I get to see how intimidated niggas really is about women. Because let me tell you some real shit. And I'm telling you something very real. To be working in my field, I should be way further along than I am. I should be doing some whole other shit. But I don't care to because I'm not masculine in that, aspect. Like I don't feel like I gotta be this and that and shit. Like some bitches do. But watch this though. There's men that are intimidated by me on my job right now just because I got the same education. It bothers the living shit out of them. And this is
But
how you
being
know it's real because they're in the same field and they have the better job. They have the
wait.
actual better job
Let's break
placement,
down what you're saying.
but they
Let's break
feel
down what you're saying.
emasculated by the
Don't go too
fact.
far. Wait,
Can I
don't go too
finish?
far. I want to
Can I
break
just
down. I want
finish?
to break down what you're saying. Wait. You saying a
Can I
lot.
finish?
No. Wait,
Okay.
I want to break down what you're saying. You're saying a
Okay.
lot.
Okay. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead. Go ahead.
don't want you to stop completely, but I want you to allow us to address what you're saying. Because if you drop
Okay.
15 points, now we don't remember what the hell the points you were dropping within the beginning. So that's why I said, wait, now let's walk through.
Okay. I feel you.
Yeah, I ain't trying to stop you.
Okay. So let me bring you back up to date. You want me to bring you back up to date?
So
I'll bring you back up to date. So here we go. So we have males who feel emasculated by the fact that we have the same education, but maybe, just maybe, I'm in a lower job than them, right? So what I see and this is at different companies, literally different companies, and I'm not extra about, ooh, I gotta be this person. I've never been that. So watch this. So every company I go to, I deal with a male that feels a way about the fact that I have the degree. Nothing more, nothing less. I didn't watch this, and this is how you know it's not me. Because I never told them I had a degree. I never told them anything. They said they heard that my interview was impressive. My interview. I don't even know you. So you're mad about the interview I have. And we're talking about Caucasians. I'm not talking about black males. I'm talking about Caucasians. So we have a Caucasian that has a problem with the fact that my interview went well. And felt like this was a time to be in competition with a woman. So yeah, we intimidate men. Because I didn't give a fuck. I could show you where 2-3 times in my field, I didn't give a fuck. And men tried to make it a problem. So it's like, yeah, I'm dealing with shit where it is a problem that I'm a female. And, it just is what it is with you or whatever, but it's not a real problem. Nothing that I did personally. I don't even know you.
So I go back to what I was saying in the beginning. You have no position of power to lessen, to bring forth any level of intimidation.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand.
What it is that we're addressing. And then you use word like emasculate. That means you're depriving someone of.
Matter of fact, watch this. I agree with you.
Wait. You use words like emasculate, which means you're using words like you're depriving someone, or you're depriving them of strength, or taking away their vital. None of these things are being done within the things of what you're saying. So you're not emasculating no one. You're not castrating anything.
Yeah, that's true. So watch this.
But the reason why I'm addressing this because I'm a stickler for words now. You're misusing what it is that you're saying because you're not doing the words that you're saying.
Oh, so okay. So let me reword it. Can I reword it? Can I reword it? Okay, so let me reword it. The males felt emasculated because watch this. Now watch this. Now the male had to come to me and say, "Hey, this was your interview," and it bothered him. My interview bothered him.
That's not emasculation. Is my point.
Sir,
you're misusing the word. That's the only point I'm trying to make.
Okay, so cool. I misused the word. I misused the word. Yes, so they were intimidated by me. They felt intimidated by me because of my degree. That's what they felt intimidated by. They were intimidated because I had the same shit as they did. They was no better than me.
Let me ask you a question.
They felt the way.
Let me ask you a question right quick, KJ. Do you think it's some men that, because it says it's like deprived of your role and position as a man, as far as like being emasculated. Do you think some men that feel like they got a woman as a boss could feel like they're less of a man because of that?
There are people who could feel like that.
Okay. That's all I wanted to get clear, because if she's saying it in that aspect,
yeah, but we were chiming in to majority. We weren't talking. The question wasn't, is it possible?
What she said, the
Oh
men.
no, what I said was exactly what I was talking about. Nothing more, nothing less.
She went
I
into
was
she went
just
into her own personal story. I'm not arguing her
no, I
personal
didn't give a
story.
fuck about nothing personal. It's not
No,
personal because she
I'm
agreed with
responding to
me. Izzy
what Matt
agreed with me.
said. I'm saying
Izzy
I
been
was
through it
not
too.
I did.
Sweetheart, Izzy been through it too.
Yes,
No,
sir.
Izzy
listen,
agreed with me.
I
She
did.
agreed with me. So
I
I'm
did.
she's
agreeing.
been through this too. So I was speaking about majority.
I'm actually agreeing with you too. I'm saying you just
I'm
mute
not
yourself.
disagreeing with you. You gotta wait. I'm not disagreeing with you. You going on, but like you're actually in a battle. I'm not disagreeing with you. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me. Yes, you're missing the point. What my response to him was not in a disagreement to what you said. He broke down, he went and dived into a definition. And I said I was not going against that aspect of it. I was because we were trying to get into the mindset of do all these modern women masculine. So we're speaking from a majority realm, and that's what we were talking about. I said when you gave your story, you went into a personal story, but we're talking about the masses of people, not just particularly what you
I
have
never
experienced.
got personal though.
Now you
No,
use a personal
I
story.
never
You use a
really
personal
exactly got
story.
personal. Like the way I went was like something that could go to other people. That's why when Izzy heard me say what I
know, but
said,
it was your
she
personal
could testify that she's
story.
been through that.
Yeah, but you
So
still
it wasn't like it was some shit that was
Still,
far fetched. It
Smokey,
wasn't personal at all. It's what
You
bitches go through.
gotta listen. You gotta listen. But you still use a personal story. Yes, even if all of us could have related to you, you still use a personal story.
So
But
I
that's what
was
I'm
very
saying.
general in my story though.
You're getting caught up on
Caught up
nothing.
in what though?
That's my point. You're getting caught up on nothing.
Well, nothing. The girl said that she testified to what the fuck I said.
But we
So it
were
wasn't
not
like I was being
disagreeing.
idiotic. Was I
We were
idiotic
not
when what I said?
disagreeing. But we were not disagreeing with that.
So what is
Okay.
actually
Well,
being
we can get
said?
in that boo, because now I'm confused. Now I'm confused.
Because
What you
I
talking about?
because I can say that like I agree with what she's saying because I've been through it too. But like what is saying that's against it? I'm kind of confused now.
Like, Bo, it was nothing for you to be against. I spoke on what real women go through. So easy. I spoke on what real women go through. I spoke on real shit. So you don't have to go against or be for what I said because you knew what I said was real. I didn't say nothing outside of what we go through.
No,
So I
not
mean,
at all.
what the fuck? Like at the end of the day, I spoke on real shit.
What he's saying is, I came in and I agreed with you, and he agreed. So you arguing?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. She's pushing forward
I
like
agree
as if she's being challenged on what she said. I keep trying to tell you, no one is challenging what you said.
Okay, well, cool then. My bad. Moving along. Moving along then. Moving along.
Matt,
If you ain't challenging what I said, moving along.
Matt, it's on you,
My
brother.
bad.
Do you think these men are emasculating? Do you think these women are emasculating these men today?
Are they emasculating this men today, or are they intimidated?
My bad. Smokey got me on that word. She used that word. My bad. Yeah,
you want to fight about it, Kev? Because we can. What's up,
I know you had the
Kev,
word emasculating fresh in my
we gotta go in
mind.
the boxing match about it. Let me know. Can we go in the box? You want to go in the boxing match about it, Kev? Because what the fuck?
No, man.
We gonna fight about this shit.
Lose fight, man.
Look, Kev, I got real heart. I don't care about winning or losing. I just want to get my shit off.
Hey, Matt.
So at the end of the day, Kev.
Do you think these modern women are intimidating the men?
It's a tough one. In some situations, I don't think I don't think that's the majority. I think in some situations there are women that are. I don't think it's just the education or it's just the accomplishment. It's the way they present themselves when they have the education or those accomplishments. And we just had a prime example of somebody, arguing and back and forth with you, even though we was agreeing. Which she said, a lot of people that had this degree in education, they come with a challenging mentality that pushes guys away. Because we naturally we do that. Men are competitive naturally in society anyway. So no man wants to come home or be around a female where you're supposed to get assaulted to get away from that and feel challenged as well. So I wouldn't say that they're intimidated. I just think they just don't want to deal with it. Now I do believe there's some men that they don't want a woman or be around a woman with a certain statue because they feel like as a man they should be higher. So when a woman is high, they feel like they don't want that challenge of having to be, because they put that pressure on themselves that I have to be higher than a woman. So when a woman is higher than them, especially in the relationship aspect, they do feel less than. So, and a lot of times women want men that have more than them. So if they're dealing with a woman that got more than them, they don't want to be pushed to that position where I have to be competing with my woman. So they'll just shy away from it. So I think it's both. I think it's both, but I think in totality they aren't afraid of women. In totality, they just don't want to deal with it. There's a difference. You don't, just because you don't want to deal with it, don't mean you're afraid of it as well.
True, 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 true. What about this one? Do y'all think more women want to lead, or do they want to be led? Do y'all think more women want to lead, or they want to be led? Mr. Doctor, we'll start with you.
I think deep down inside all women want to be led. But they're afraid, you know what I'm saying? They're afraid to let go a certain power that they think they have, or I mean they have power, you know what I'm saying, because there's power in being feminine, you know what I'm saying, because like, you know what I mean, like we more like a feminine woman could more persuade us to do things more than a woman that's challenging, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, what was it? My fault. What was the question again?
Nah, do you think more women want to lead, or do they want to be led?
Yeah, I think they want to be led, but I think they just put up a fight, you know what I'm saying. They just gotta wrestle you a little bit. I don't think that they should wrestle you a little bit, but I know for a fact that women want to be led.
Cool. Matty B, what you think, man? You think more women want to be led, or they want to
I
lead?
agree with I agree with what Mr. Doctor was going at with it, because that's the same thing I was going to start off with. That I think a lot of women do want to lead because they haven't seen leadership from a man a lot of times in their household. And a lot of women are around their peers where they just as mentally, like, they're mentally on the same level with a lot of men, so they don't trust a lot of men to lead. So I believe they do want to lead, but when they get around a man that actually is a real leader and can handle them, they find out quickly that they adapt more to that, and that's more of a comfort zone for them. But I think initially most women are going out here trying to lead, and because they feel it's more comfort them controlling the situation than them not controlling the situation. It's like a lot of things people don't know that's best for them until they actually experience it. And once they get around a certain man, they actually experience it, then they realize, you know what, I don't want that. And a lot of women, they come back to say they was moving incorrect this whole time. They got a man now that can control them, that does calm them down, that isn't as emotionally unstable as them. You know, a man that's emotionally intelligent and can handle them, and at the same time get his business accomplished. So that's what I say about that. They do want to lead, and once they actually find a man that can lead them, they actually adapt to that and more comfort in that role.
Okay, cool, cool. Smokey, man, what you think about that? Do you think more women that they want to be led, or they want to lead themselves?
Oh, Matt telling facts. I never deny what the fuck Matt talking about. We want nothing more than a man that could lead us. We want nothing more than to feel secure with whatever this nigga got planned for us. Like, I don't think a lot of men understand what it really means to fully submit to him. Like, to fully submit to you means whatever, and just whatever you think it's supposed to be, that I'm supposed to go along with it. So for me to trust you that much, for me to be like, yeah, I know you're gonna have my best interest at heart, no matter what. Like, for me to come to that, like, but like me personally, I could do that. So it's like, what are we doing with it? What we doing with your knowledge? What we doing with what you found? Your knowledge you found. What are we doing to make sure that this is turning into money? Make sure this is turning into truth. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that this is turning into what it needs to turn into. For me to feel secure. So it's like, you know, one of them things where it's like, do I feel that comfortable?
True, true. So, Izzy, what you think? Do the majority of these women, do they want to be led or do they want to lead themselves?
I think they definitely want to be led after a certain point of leading themselves, in terms of like family dynamics, in terms of like advancing to the next level. They definitely want to be led. And being led, you have to really look at what a leader is. That means no 50-50. That means no, like, just like, kind of like bullshitting, not really like, dedicating yourself in terms of being transparent in what your plans are and all that good stuff,
Izzy, I'm sending you heart, girl.
There's
I
no
am
such
sending you
thing.
glitter.
I
I'm
just
sending you
want to
hearts and glitter. Girl
say one
power.
thing. There's no such
Go,
thing as
Izzy.
50-50.
I appreciate you.
There's no
What
such
you
thing
said,
as
Mr.
50-50.
I love you, girl. You look good. Do your
There's no
thing. Back your ass up. Do it. I
there's
see
What,
no
you,
what,
such
what,
thing
girl.
as let me just put you on something. There's no such thing as 50-50.
Okay, well,
What do you mean by 50-50?
tell your people that, because they want to say that there's 50-50 in everything, in terms of money, in terms of splitting dinner bills, in terms of
Look at
splitting
this.
everything.
Look at this, young lady. 50-50 don't exist because we're talking about finances. A relationship is 100-100. Because if an intruder break in, we're not gonna rock paper scissors for who gonna get up to see who break into our crib. You know what I'm saying? It's like, men, we put our life on the line. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say it's like 50-50. It's never a 50-50. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing. That shit don't even exist. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you think naturally you guys or you guys do more in the relationship naturally? I don't think that's really true, because yeah, you can say you're protecting, but
No, I'm not saying.
let me know when you have to give birth. Let me know when you have to,
I'm not saying.
you're usually like the
I'm
weaker
not saying.
person in
Look,
terms of
we're not
battle.
we can't be 50-50 because we're not even the same thing. We ain't even got the same roles. We supposed to be 100-100 all in. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah, you're
yeah,
supposed to be.
he's
End the
not.
conversation.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be. Thank
But
you.
that's the same thing though. It's like this.
yeah. I was
It's
about
just
to say he's not saying one is doing anything more than the other. He said that in the woman's role, she's supposed to give 100%, and then in the man's role, he's supposed to be giving 100%.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I think it's the same thing. I mean, I think it's just different the way people use words. 'Cause I think 50-50 and 100-100 is pretty much the same thing.
Nah,
It's
yeah.
nah.
both. It's both.
I think people get caught up when somebody
Yeah,
saying when they say 50-50, they really just do like when they say 50-50,
When
they're using the whole circle as being
I,
$100%,
exactly a pie.
and
It's
you
when I
just
have
say
half, and
100,
he has, and
no,
then
when I
that's
say
what
a
the
hundred, 100, my fault. When I say 100, bro, I mean like if your 100% is less than mine, it don't matter to me because I'm gonna still give it 100% if my 100 is more than yours. But I just want to know that you all in this relationship and I'm all in this relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind being the majority. You know what I'm saying? But when I say 100%, I mean 100% of you. You know what I'm saying? Like she got to give me 100%, and I'm gonna give her 100% of
No,
me, and we
I'm not
gotta.
disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm saying the people that saying 50-50 is pretty much harping on the same point. They just using different language for it.
Okay.
I hate that shit. I don't like the 50-50
I mean,
because
but
to
if
me,
you looked at it as we making a team, and it can't people 200% and 110%. Most of the things are judged on 100% level. So when people saying 50-50, all they saying is we combining together to make this work. And whatever my voice at, wherever your voice at, we're both fulfilling those voids and making this partnership work. That's all they really saying.
but what's wrong
yeah,
with
I
that?
agree.
I didn't say I agree with it.
No, like I'm saying for other people, like what's wrong with that? Like why people make
What's
that
wrong
shit
with
for
it
the
is when
shit though?
a lot of females today are using 50-50 to say that we have the same power and saying they should be taking it and saying that their leadership role is just as big as the man's leadership role. In a lot of situations, that's not the case. In some situations, I agree that some women are better leaders in a relationship than men, but a lot of times I believe it should be a man leading the ship. A lot of women use that 50-50 to say that the challenger man, they use it as a challenging a challenging word when they say that. So that's why a lot of people, men don't like partnerships and 50-50 today. They feel like they're saying we equal in power.
Well, I don't even think like both genders really use 50-50, like, in the same type of way. Like, I feel like women would use 50-50 in terms of like, I'm maybe doing the same thing, maybe not, if not better, or at least attempting to be better in this dynamic that a man usually does. At least you need to give me my respect. Whereas males, or men, they probably would use it, in a dynamic of like, she needs to support me. Like, I can be the leader, but I need support. Like, whether that's financial support, whether that's emotional support, and that might not be reciprocated. So, argue that.
Oh yeah, argue that.
Yeah.
What she said.
All y'all answer that question. Did everybody answer the question of do they want to be led or lead?
I think so. I mean, I did.
I answered it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we kind of touched on this a little bit last week. When people like talking about dating and like since we're talking about like the concept of being led or whatever have you, should women be dating older? Since most people tend to say that most women do want to be led, should women be dating older? Because I noticed on the last show we had a conversation about people were saying that it was hard for someone to lead you at the same age. So with that being said, should women be dating older? Ladies, we'll start with Smokey. What you think? Should women be
Hell
dating older?
yeah. Hell yeah. Yep.
Okay. Izzy,
Which
what
was
you think?
so Fox. Huh?
Oh, were you done answering? I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll leave it at
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Matt, what you think? You think these
Yep.
women should be dating older?
I think I, I agree they should be dating older, but it's not just the age that matters. It's really just the person is able to lead and has the knowledge to be able to support a family, and that can come from a younger guy or older guy. Typically, it does come from an older guy, so I say yeah, but I wouldn't just say like just leave it blank at yeah for an older guy. He had to have leadership capabilities because there's a lot of older guys that'd be worse for you than the 19-year-old with you coming out of high school. 18-year-old with you coming out of high school. So just because a person is older, don't mean they have those capabilities. I think the main thing is them having those capabilities to be able to lead a family.
Cool. Mr. Doctor, what you think about that, man? Should the women be dating older since women say that they want to be led?
I think they should date older, but after they get a certain age, you know what I mean? they should reach they should reach for younger because the older gentlemen they're gonna want to do their thing and get some young things, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, so I think they should like realistically on some long-term longevity shit, I think you should reach for somebody older than you because you're just gonna respect their wisdom more just because they experience more stuff than you and they could, you know what I'm saying? They could teach you some stuff. But I don't see nothing wrong when you get to a certain age and you and your cougar stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like shouts out to the cougars, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I think they should date older.
So I definitely I agree with what Matt said. I don't think it's placed mainly or simply on age itself. I think experience and there's a lot of other attributes that would set up whether or not that man could lead you. Now, if you're one of those people who automatically say that because you're the same age as that person, he can't lead you, they automatically now just cutting out the fact that you might not understand because you're assuming that yet you have the same experience as the other person. That's
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily true. Because I know younger people, I know some younger guys who got way more experience than older cats. A lot of cats are just older.
Right.
They don't mean that they're actually more experienced. You know what I'm saying? And I think the experience, because the experience is what help contributes to the knowledge, which is what makes wisdom. So I think that time that's put in and all that stuff that goes through that as you get to those placements, can somebody really be able to guide you effectively? And I think it's a trust factor too. I think that woman has to be able to trust that man, regardless of his age, to that caliber, to even feel like that man can lead her, regardless of his age. So I mean, that's just simply where I stand on that one. So,
You ever heard about I think the Nation of Islam, right? I
uh-huh.
think they say they usually say that the woman should date a man like twice her age plus something. I can't remember, but they put it that way so you don't gotta like sift out between like guys your age, you know what I'm saying? And I feel it just be easier when it's like age if you just be on some general stuff. Cause generally like a guy that is older is gonna have more experience. Not saying that you gotta reach for the cradle and reach for people that just turn 18 and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's weird if this guy's just waiting for women to turn 18. But I'm saying like you should like you should like date older, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you always in a power struggle with guys your age, you probably do need to date somebody older that got way more experience, you know what I mean? Because a lot of women ain't had like a father figure, so they probably need that shit, you know what I mean? That stuff, I know. I don't want to cuss at this.
Okay. I got a question. So if we had to put these things in order, I want y'all to pay attention. We had to put these things in order. What would be the order you think it typically goes in for most women? And we're putting these things in order for the ability to be able to actually lead and teach that woman. And then we have the concept of sex. And then we're talking the money, the financial, just the money itself. If we had to place them in the order that you think that most women they typically walk it down, where there's the money, the sex, and that actual ability to lead. What would y'all think would be the order? I'm gonna start with the ladies, of course, on this one. Izzy, go first. What you think?
Um, I think you said order of importance.
Yeah, money, leadership, and sex.
Well, definitely money first. Um, hmm, then leadership, then sex.
Okay, Smokey, what you think?
Mm,
Things in order now.
in order to whom?
Just tell what you think you see like the majority of women. I'm not asking you personally, but when you look at how like a lot of the way that just women operate, what is the order you think how they most women are typically carrying this thing on?
Or this women money.
Money
If
and
it's
which
women
one's next?
money,
Which one's next?
sex,
So
sex.
money, sex, and then the leadership.
Yeah, most women,
What's the
depending
order?
on who the woman is.
What's the order?
She said money,
Depending on who
sex,
the
then
woman
leadership.
is. This watch this, and this is why I say that because you got women that are lost, like they don't even understand they in their masculine energy, and then you got women that are aware that it's more masculine than it is feminine, and it's not cool. So who is the woman? I have to start there only because
Now,
I have to start.
just in general. He's saying just in general.
I
Yeah,
already said it then.
she answered in general though. She did. She said money,
I already
sex,
said
and
it
then
then.
yeah,
Okay,
she answered.
If I
I
already
heard you say
spoke, then
money,
I
but I ain't
spoke.
heard the rest of it. And then I heard you say sex, but I
Then
ain't.
I already spoke. Yeah.
Okay.
Matt, what you think, man? If you look at it in general, what's the order you think it seems to be that they put it in?
If I go by in general, I would say money first. I would say sex, and then I would say leadership last. I think which is crazy. I think, and I think overall it's based on where that lady is at in her life. A lot of times women don't value leadership until they've been like severely damaged. Like so they went through a lot of hardship, a lot of pain and trauma. Then they start valuing the leadership aspect. I think a lot of women overlook that at the beginning. I think in the early stages, it's sex, then money, but as they get older, it becomes money, then sex, then leadership. And then as they get really older, it becomes money, leadership. I think it's just based on what phase they're in their life. But overall, I would say money first, sex, and then leadership.
Okay. Mr. Doctor, what you think about that, man? You got to put that thing in order, man. How you think they rocking it?
I think for the most part they rocking it money, leadership, then sex. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like if you don't get a leadership, you can't really. You might just get finesse out of your money. You ain't gonna get lead to ain't gonna lead to no sex. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have some sort of leadership skills to really like maintain women. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, a lot of women these days they prioritize money, leadership, and then sex. You know what I mean? But I think it should be leadership, money, and sex because the leadership
Yeah.
could guide the money and you know what I'm saying keep everything in order and it's like no longevity but it's like you know what I mean it depends on what stage they are in life like the brother said just now.
But I hear more women, if we go by general, when I hear women speak, I hear more women say they broke up with a guy because he was broke or bad sex more than I hear them say I broke up with a guy because he wasn't a leader. I
But a
rarely
lot
hear that. I done heard it before, but I hear the money part, he was broke, he couldn't keep a job, or I hear like he was bad and he bad way more than I hear the leadership aspect of it.
I feel you
That
but a
part.
lot of women don't even know that they need leadership. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women don't even know that they need leadership until like they've been through it and you know what I'm saying and they realize that they need somebody that is not more like emotionally moved and more stable minded. You know what I'm saying? Like because
That's because
women
a lot of women. That's because a lot of women they compare these. They don't like. Uh, it's different from person to person. But a lot of men, we compare ourselves where we want to be at. We look at the older guys, and we kind of get if that man wants to be successful or wants to be accomplished, we look at older men and see what they at and judge our progress on where they were at in their time frames in their life. A lot of women they judge how things are based on their peer group. So they really don't realize that they need leadership until they get to older age, and then the women around them they look at, oh, I don't match up to the women around me because they usually compare themselves to who's in their age group. That's why a lot of women don't start valuing marriage until they get old and they start seeing all their friends now married or the people around their
Mm.
cousins and stuff married, and they're the only one that ain't married. Now they start pressuring to get married because they don't judge themselves on where they want to be in 10 years. They look at what's happening right now currently around them. So they typically don't value leadership until they get to that point where they look, everybody's around me getting married. Everybody got a family now, and I'm here.
That's a
Definitely,
fact.
so I definitely agree. I think that if I'm looking at the majority, I think I definitely see that they put the money first, sex, and then leadership. And I agree with the doctor, man. I think it should be the leadership first, then the money, and then the sex. But
Yeah.
I mean, nobody said anything that was. I mean, well, my
Because the
fellas did.
smart women in other coaches, the smart women in other coaches, they know that you need a man for leadership. You need a man for finances. Sex is the one thing that a woman can get without even having a man. She can get herself off without even having a man. Like that other stuff, you actually need that partner for to build a financially stable family, to be led. You actually need a man for it. Smart women know even if that man don't have great sex, I'm gonna stay with him because it's better for the family. He's a leader. It's financially, and they'll find a way to get themselves off. That can be done manually.
And you know what too though, man? Like a lot of times, a lot of times it's really about like learning like a woman's body. You know what I'm saying? Because some women don't even know their own body, and some women never even give their own self an orgasm. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of times with sex, women be feeling like the man should like read their mind, but I think like a lot of
Yeah,
women should feel safe to let their man know like, yo, what they like, or maybe they don't come from the penetration, maybe they need a little clitoris act. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I think they should feel like they should have healthy conversations so that man could please them, because sex is like some it's just like it's sex. I mean, it gotta be good, but it's still sex. I don't think you should like be leaving your man because of sex. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like
I,
you don't got no sex, then that's some different shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think because a lot of women are emotional and they lead with their feelings, and they done bought into this Disney fantasy and movies and everything. They believe in this theory of the one. It should be magical, like that should like the sex should be something that's mind blowing. If they believe the right one should have mind blowing sex, they done bought into this. The first kiss was magical. When we laid down and have sex, I was blown away. And a lot of times when they want to get that blown away feeling when the sex is whack starting off, they go, he can't be the one. Because if he was the one, that would have been on point.
True, true. So,
Mhm.
around what age do y'all think the values for women start to shift? Where these things that like that order that we just talked about typically start to shift, where women would start putting that leadership first. Around what age y'all think the women start actually really tapping into the actually valuable things in their life versus all of the other stuff?
I would say if we got to put an age on it, I would say mid 30s. I would say mid 30s. They're getting out their 20s. They still feel a little hot in their early 30s. They're still shaking and baking. When they start approaching that 40-year-old mark, that's kind of when they start valuing those things more. But I think in totality, it's kind of based on when that woman feel like her value is dropping. Because you would have a 35-year-old woman, if she still look hot, she still look youthful, she still had that same mentality. It'll take her a little longer. So it usually don't start kicking in until they actually start feeling like their looks are starting to deteriorate and their stamina is not the same. Then they start looking at it like, I got to hurry up and make something happen now. I got to beat that shot clock. So I kind of, but if I had to put an age on, I would say mid 30s, 34, 35, 36.
True, true. Is it what you think? Around what age you think these things start to shift? These values start to set in for women? What you think? Around what age?
When you say values, like, what do you mean?
Like when she started really actually searching for actual leadership, and she's not solely caught up in like how we're talking about like sex and imagery of the man and all this other stuff like that. When her values is actually about the family, actually really about the longevity of it. Because women ain't thinking that way from the jump. This usually takes a little time for them to mold into. So around what age? If you had to place an age on it, around when would you give that?
Um, I would say, I mean, I don't really. It's hard to like really mark an age because, like, a lot of like, I think like a lot of women like want to like, generate a family, or like, I guess like the values, like, when they shift, it's really more so when they're done, like, leading, when they, when they're kind of like done fending for themselves, really. So, at first, when they're living their life, they're going out, they're having fun, they're discovering who they are as a person. But I don't know, when push comes to shove, it's like, and you're kind of like, kind of like sick of like, and you're starting to figure out how like, women's placement is in the world. It's like, okay, like, what, like, I'll feel like, I guess, like more certain in myself if I decide to like get married, or if I have kids, or like whatever have you. So I think it's like, I think that probably, if I was to put a certain age on it, I'd probably would say maybe like it would start maybe like around 25 as the earliest, and then maybe like in the 30s, like 30, 31.
I agree with the comments Centralia made too. I'm just seeing it at 9:44. I know what she was referring to. So I agree with what she said. If you still looking.
She said she agreed with you. Mr. Dollar,
Wait,
what you
what?
think, man? If you had to put an age on it, man, around when do you think that shift typically occurs?
A solid age, I would say like 30, like 30. Because around 30, a lot of women start getting worried about like their biological clock, and you know what I'm saying. They start they start really taking like relationships and leadership seriously. But when they're younger, they still you know what I'm saying, they're still gambling with their youth, still doing their thing, and you know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I think that we had to put an age on that thing. I think it's around about I say about 35 ish that it starts to set in for a lot of people, a lot of these women that that clock is definitely getting close. You know what I'm saying? That they know that because if it was a woman who might not have wanted kids a lot younger, she know that it's getting closer and closer to she get to a place of this geriatric style life where she might not be able to have kids. So I think that as they move a little further, that's about 35 if I had to place it, they start to worry a little bit more. And I agree with what Matt said too, that it might take a little longer for that shift if you have like one of those women who carried through her 30s still as fine as she was in her 20s, and she might hold on to them a certain lifestyle a little bit longer because they still out chasing. You know what I'm saying? They still them guys still trying to snatch up and do certain things. So I think sometimes when a lot of that noise exists, it's kind of hard for a lot of times for some women to exist above that noise. You know what I'm saying? When you're getting the exact same. So I think that's where that come into. Um, Let me ask you a question. Are women dating down these days? You always hear women, like how we were talking earlier about like intimidation and things of that nature. And women, are in their certain positions and their roles. If we look at it from a majority scale, do you think that there are a lot of women who are dating down these days?
A lot of women do date them, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's like a large majority. And I usually think it's like a sometimes to build your self esteem or sometimes to like recover from you know what I'm saying, recover from a heartbreak or whatever it be. But a lot more women do date them than before, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's the majority of women.
Okay. Smokey, what you think? You think a lot of these women are dating down these days?
Yep. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. It's
Why you
sad,
say that?
really. You want to know
Why you say
how
that?
sad it is? I'm about to tell
Mhm.
you how sad it is. I have yet, unless that nigga is like 10 years older than me. And I don't even have like no big profession that's like, ooh, or no shit. I'm no engineer, I'm no doctor, I'm no nobody. And I still have yet to meet a nigga that just make what I make. That's it. Nothing else. Just what I make. Just me. Just same thing I make. Nothing hard. Nothing big. Just do what I do. Do the same shit I do every year on your goddamn taxes. That's
But do
it.
you think?
Just do the same shit I'm doing. That's it.
But
Nothing.
do you
Ain't
think? Do
made
you
it
think?
big.
Do you think how you curse, you keep it real, you smoke weed, and that's just a small thing I see about you. Do you think a guy that's making the type of money you making, if you got a degree, wants a woman like that?
Hold on, pause. So let's pause. Because this is why I'm gonna pause. He asked me a question.
And now I'm asking you a question as well.
Okay, so watch this. I'm gonna answer your question. A
Hmm.
woman like me, you ready for a woman like me? I don't need you. I don't need you at all.
Yes, I don't think
At
guys are
all.
attracted. I don't
At
think guys are.
all.
I
And
don't
when
think
I
guys
say
are
at
attracted to
all,
women.
that means, hold on. That means if I do deal with you, that's because I really want to deal with you. So, sir, don't try to make me feel away. If that's what you was trying to do, don't go for it
No,
with not
that
with
no,
me.
that's
You can do
no,
that
no,
shit. You can do
no,
that with shit with somebody else, but you
no,
gotta
no, no,
find a
no, no.
bitch that needs you.
You
I
missing.
don't need you.
He's doing the a side by side comparison
Yes.
because
Exactly.
you,
But what is
you
he
matched it up.
comparing?
So it's not we're talking about the wants and things of both sides. So
But what he
when he
getting at?
What I'm getting at,
I'm
if a
trying to
guy,
explain it to you. All let me
if a
explain it to
guy,
you.
Yeah, tell me. You,
if a guy,
sir, Matt, what you
if
getting at?
the same way you get a degree and you're looking for a certain type of guy, that guy that got a degree and making that money is looking for a certain type of woman as well. And
Okay.
I'm saying, do you think that your characteristics are in line with that type of woman that he may want?
Oh no, hell no.
Okay, that's
No,
all I'm
Matt,
saying.
no, hell no. Matt, Don't ever think for 2 seconds that I am for any man at all. Matter of fact, Matt, I'm so trill, Matt. I got fuck boys tatted on the back of my neck. So, Matt, you're not speaking to the same kind of woman. You're not speaking
No, I
to what
understand that.
most
That's why I
women
brought
are.
it up.
Yeah, like
I understand
you're
that,
not.
but you said you haven't met a guy that makes at least what you made. You said it in a way where it led me to believe.
So watch this.
Yeah,
So Matt,
wait. You said it in a way
okay,
that led me to
come on, Matt.
believe that you wanted a guy that make that type of money. So
Okay, Matt.
if you want a guy that
So
make that
Matt,
type of money, you
Matt,
have to present the characteristics
Matt,
that
that
a guy
don't
is
mean
looking for.
shit. So let me tell you something, Matt. Check this out, Matt. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter that I meet a guy right now and
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't make what I make. That doesn't matter, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what, Matt? Matt, guess what, Matt?
What?
At the end of the day, I still have to try to be submissive in some kind of way to a nigga that I'm not even supposed to submit to. So Matt, let's talk about that shit.
That's what
Let's
I'm
talk about some
saying. The
real shit.
niggas that
Let's
the
talk
people
about the
the men,
women.
the type
No,
of
Matt,
men, the type of
Matt,
men
let's talk
that
about
you
the
should be
women.
submitting to, you probably don't have the characteristics that make them want to lead you. So you have to. So now you have to try to
Matt,
promote the guys that's not on
Matt,
the
you're
level.
wrong. You're
That's just my
wrong.
opinion on it. That's just my opinion on it. I could be wrong, but that's just
It could be. You're very wrong, Matt. It's very well an opinion because you're going off of literally things that I've said, things that somebody else said. You're running off of words. These are not behaviors that you got to see in action.
Mm-hmm.
So you've never seen me, Matt, in action with a man.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen me be a submissive woman. So I agree with you, Matt. When you hear from me, you hear from a woman that sounds very masculine. You hear from a woman that sounds like she never be submissive to a man. But Matt, I'm here to let you know that I have been submissive to men. I've done that. That's something I've done. So
I don't deny that you've been submissive.
yeah, I've
My
done
whole
that.
point is the guys that you think you should be getting, will those guys approach a woman like you to be submissive with? You can be submissive to a guy.
Yeah, because
Okay,
Matt,
you don't
listen,
need
Matt, my situation is not terrible, Matt. Listen, Matt, when you meet most black women, you hear tragedies. So when you meet normal black women, you hear where there's a child and a father or fathers that you have to participate with. When you come to a black woman like me, there's no other fathers. It's just me. There's no other baggage. It's no bag. I don't have baggage, Matt. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
not the average
his
female.
whole thing wasn't about all of that. It was just about presentation.
Okay, so my
Yeah,
presentation.
he was just addressing presentation. He wasn't diving into all that other stuff. He was just literally talking
It doesn't
about
have to be all that other stuff. It could be just presentation. If you look at me, you look at a bitch that got all that shit going on. There's a difference. Just the presentation is different. There's a difference. So at the end of the
presentation is
day,
just the way that you carry yourself.
sweetie, it
No,
doesn't matter how I carry
the
myself.
presentation is just the way that a person carries themselves.
Would you agree or disagree that you don't reflect how your baby mamas or baby daddy reacts to shit? Would you agree or disagree to that?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with the individual's presentation of themselves?
That's what I'm saying. If I don't have that going on, then what you talking about?
I mean, just because you don't have a kid, just because you don't have a kid out of wedlock or nothing, don't necessarily mean that you're the woman that those guys are valuing as well. Just because you don't have a kid out of wedlock.
Nobody gives a fuck about that. Because
That's
at the
what
end
you're
of the
saying.
day,
I'm only addressing what you're
then
saying.
what are they valuing? Then what are they valuing, Matt? What do they value? What's the value? So what you value, Matt?
One of the things they do value is the female not having a kid. That's one of the things. The other quality.
Okay, one. And then what else they value, Matt?
Is she cooperative and is she easy to get along with?
Okay. So what else, Matt?
I'm not going to name everything, but another thing is to her level of fitness. I would think
And
those
what
are
else,
good.
Matt? Because
I
I'm
would
not
say, I would
fat.
say those
So
are
if you was trying to make it like I was a fat bitch, you had it fucked up, Matt. So moving
You
along.
taking, you
Next, Matt. What
taking,
else,
you're
Matt?
taking, you're
So
taking
what else,
everything
Matt?
we say like as
You
if he's
naming
actually
shit that
saying
could
it
be done.
personally to you,
You're
bro.
naming normal shit. You're naming regular shit. You're
That's
naming
not
shit
regular
that could
shit.
be
That's
done.
not regular shit.
That's very regular.
That's not
Somebody
regular shit.
cooperating with
Not,
you is
not, not in the
regular as
black
fuck.
community is not.
That's
Not
not
in the black
no
community is not.
extraordinary shit.
More women got kids. If you just do kids, more women than 50% of the community got kids. If you just do that.
Okay, well, Matt, I'm not a woman with kids, so moving along. Next. Because every woman don't have kids. So next. Matter of fact, there's a man on this panel who don't have kids. So next, and I'm talking about at an older age. So everybody don't have kids. So Matt, at the end of the day, what you shooting at? Because everybody's situation is not that.
No, I wasn't.
Some people actually is a little clean.
I wasn't. All I was doing is addressing the point that you said you can't find a man that's making the same or more than you. And I'm saying
Exactly. So address that, Matt. Address that shit.
That's what.
Not
That's
me.
what.
Address that.
He was
Address
addressing.
that. Yeah, address that. So get at it.
I addressed that. Those guys want a certain type of woman, and I don't think you present that image of what.
Oh, so watch this. So a man that makes the same as me. I don't even. So watch this, Matt. So watch this, Matt. So let me show you some real shit, Matt. Let me tell you how much I feel about niggas and how much I don't give a fuck about y'all. Matt, if I have to, no, shut up, Matt. Let me finish, Matt. Let me finish, Matt. Can I finish, Matt? Can I finish?
Go ahead.
So if you mean to tell me that I have to be more righteous than a nigga that's making the same shit as me, you mean to tell me that I have to go out of my way to be more than him because of whatever he.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
So what you saying, Matt? So what you saying, Matt? Because what you really saying is some dumb shit, Matt. Because I make money, Matt. Fuck out of here. Let me tell you something, Matt. The same way you feel like you that nigga, I feel like I'm that bitch.
I think what he's saying, right, is that certain guys of a certain caliber, right? The criteria be a little bit more strict and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's fine. And Matt, and that's fine, Matt. And I don't care about it, Matt. Because guess what, Matt? Unlike other bitches, I don't need my bills paid, so I don't care.
Wait, Smokey, you gotta let the doctor finish.
But what Smokey is saying that she don't fit in that box of what they be looking for anyway. So she's
thank you, Doc. So I don't need the shit they need.
Yeah,
I have money.
That's my point, though.
Yeah, so I don't. So what I mean to you, Matt, is that I don't feel like I need the same thing that other women need from you, Matt, or any girl need from other niggas. I don't need that, Matt, because I've discovered that I could do it myself.
But those are the things you say you don't need. That's what a man wants. That's what he wants in a female.
Oh, well, fuck y'all if that's what you want. Fuck you if you want me. Fuck y'all if that's what you want. Because if you want me to adjust myself to less than what you are, and you're the man, then fuck you. Because guess what? If I was a dude, I would want to be more than what a bitch could be. Period. I would want to be 1,000 times more than what any vagina could be, because that's the kind of man that I would ascribe to be. Now, if you think that you could match a female and that's cool to you, it's cool to you to be the same as a girl. It's cool to you to wear glitter like that bitch do. Then do that. Nobody's telling you not to. Everybody's ascribing to this shit. That's why you got this little boy going down a pole and shit, going to hell on videos, because that's what people ascribe to. But as for me, or whatever I would have going on, sir, that soft ass shit is not cool to me. I don't think nothing about that is all right. So, yeah, like, no, that's not cool to me. So, like, if you think that's okay, cool.
So, since we in these conversations, right, and we had these conversations where we're talking about when it shifts and when the value goes up. Well, when people talk about when women come into certain alignment of values. So we always hear people talk about, a wall and how, a woman's beauty start to fade and, her ability to be able to, create kids and things of this nature. These things do fade over time. So if why is it that the standards of women seem to keep increasing if her actual value is decent? Why is that?
Can I answer?
Yes, ma'am. You can go.
Can I answer? I'll tell you
Yes,
why.
ma'am.
It has nothing to do with the women. It has everything to do with the men. Here's why. Because I've watched you niggas. Straight up. I'm not talking about y'all personally. I'm talking about just niggas in general. I have watched niggas make hoes what it is. We have watched niggas take a bitch with a lousy ass dick sucking sex tape and turn that into billions of dollars. Kim Kardashian, if you want to talk about it. We've watched you niggas turn these bitches into more than what the fuck they really are. So if y'all really want to place a blame when it comes to sexual innuities, you know what I'm saying? Where we talking about promiscuities and we talking about where we need to be cutting off where it's cool and not. Nigga, dudes have done this. Dudes have made this what it is. So that's why girls think that this shit is okay.
So,
So that's
Smokey,
what that is.
so to better understand your point, are you saying that the men set that standard?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Who else sets it? Who else?
Okay.
Name somebody
Izzy,
else.
what you think about that? What you think about that?
About
Why are the
what?
standards increasing if it seems to be that the value of the woman is decreasing?
Wait, why is what increasing? I'm sorry.
Why are the standards increasing? Like their expectations and things of that nature. Why are those increasing when it seems to be that the value of the woman is actually decreasing?
I think it's just because, like, I think men have like really changed the game multiple times and like, edited it and like, revised it, and they're doing a lot to like change the game. So it's like, I think like now, like there's certain like revivals that women have that they're like, wait, enough is enough. Like, this is what I believe in. At the end of the day, I think like, we know that like we have like, a lot of power. There's a lot of power in femininity and, you know, all that. So I think like we want to like, we're done kind of settling for like nothing. I think there's a lot that men have been able to get away with, not all men, but a lot of them. There's been a lot that they've been able to get away with, and I think like, the reason for any change is that like there's like fed up with like the normal. So yeah.
Okay, okay. Mr. Doctor, man, what you think about that? Why are their standards increasing if the value of them are decreasing?
I think because nowadays a lot of women like the stuff that we used to be able to provide for women or the basic stuff, a lot of the stuff they've been able to provide for themselves, right? So like now they try to find like new things or they try to make the bar like crazy, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of stuff that we provide they do overlook that stuff like leadership and like a lot of things and for the most part some women make more money than men, but it don't be like a lot of women like that do that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see like the dynamic changing that crazy, but I do see it as a problem when it comes to like the leadership between men and women. But I do think the reason why they're raising the bar is because they've been able to provide the basic stuff that we've been able to provide, and even society like provide like protection for women. So they don't even like really look. They don't look to us for protection. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything that the basic thing that they used to expect from us, they provided for themselves. So right now they trying to change the game. It's not us changing the game. We doing the same thing that we always did. We get what we gotta get to because our basic instinct is to chase the box, and we get what we get to chase the box. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying, be healthy so we could function. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get the bag so we could provide a safe place for her to be. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's just basic stuff, you know what I mean? But I feel like it's because they've been able to provide for themselves what they expected from us like before, you know what I mean?
Man, what you think about that, man? Why are they values why are they standards increasing when the value is decreasing?
Because a lot of women don't come to their senses till, like how we say, until they about 35, 40 years old. So they don't really understand what they even need until they get that age. But by that time, they already make those mistakes. By that time, a lot of women that was married early, even if they marriage don't work out, they have an understanding because they had that mentality early on up to demand what you demand the highest value at an earlier age. That when they get to that age, they kind of understand it's not going to be the same. My values have to change. But a woman that's never had those values and don't realize it till she's 34, 35, she's still going to have that urge to not ask for those things. But she realized that's what she's needing. She's needing a man that's a leader. She's needing a man that make a lot of money, that can hold down the family, that can do this. But at that time, she may have had 2 kids by 2 different baby daddies. She might have been through a lot of trauma. She might have a lot of baggage with her. And these men that are operating at a level where they got their shit together, they typically want another woman that has her shit together, not necessarily financially, but at least mentally and emotionally. They don't want to deal with, I have to help this woman through her trauma and all this baggage that she's suffering from. So I just think it just everybody has an urge to ask for something. Like example, you said you don't have the urge to ask for, I mean, you don't have the urge to like want a wife or want this certain thing with a woman because you already experienced that. So I think a lot of people have urges and natural urges and like to ask for something, but because women are not realizing that till later on, they're asking for this by the time it's too late. So that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the first line that you said. I think that the reason why it increases because, like how you said, they don't come to their senses until it's a lot later. A lot of
Exactly.
people want to live and be free and do whatever it is that they want to do, and then now they're gaining up all this experience and all this mileage and all this other stuff like this because that's what we tend to we like to quote and coin as being so experienced and all these other things that when they realize like what it's time for me to have a more purposeful life than the
And the
bullshit.
guy, and the one thing a lot of women don't understand as well, they think their value is increasing because they judge their value on how men judge our value. We judge our value on how much money we make, how much maturity we've established, how much experience we got in life. So they think when they get to that level, their value is the same. And self-worth, it may be the same. Self-worth, they may be better. But as far as the dating market and what guys look for to marry, guys don't want to. A lot of times, women think because I know who I am now fully, I'm more suitable for a guy. But a lot of guys like to lead as well. There's very few guys like you that want a woman and say, hey, we just partner and I do what I do and you do what you do and I don't care because I don't need nothing from you. Most guys want to take on that leadership position. They want to be able to guide a woman through life. So when a woman thinks, I don't need no guidance now, I already know who I am and I already got things figured out, so I should be more valuable. No, you're taking away a lot of fun to a lot of guys. A lot of guys want that role of I make this woman is tailor made for me. Back in the day, that's how it used to be. Most men want their woman tailor made for them. They don't want their woman coming with all these experiences and traumas from other guys. They want their guy tailor made for them. So,
Nah, most definitely, I totally agree.
Y'all hell for even thinking like that. Izzy, am I wrong for feeling like they hell
I
for
was letting them
even
talk. I
thinking
was
like
just letting
that?
them talk.
You hell for even thinking like that. To
Really.
even have a mind like that is ridiculous to some women. We're like, is that what you think? And it's like,
But
y'all got this
the
thing where
thing,
y'all like, well, we
but the
choose
thing is,
y'all.
that we're not comparing our minds. We're having a
You didn't
we,
try
well, we
to.
just now we were
I
just
compared
actually
your
we're
mind.
talking
That
about
was
men.
me. That was
Now
me.
we understand as women that y'all would think differently, which would make sense because we are different. So
exactly.
you say it's crazy, but we are men who are saying this and we are in agreement. Now, why would you agree to this when you're not a man?
Exactly.
I didn't agree to nothing you said. at all.
No, that's
Not
what I'm
one
saying.
time
That's what
did
I'm
I
saying.
agree to anything you
I'm
said.
commenting because how you pointed out it was crazy. I said it would be that way because you are not of that same thing to
Oh
look at
yeah,
it.
definitely agree. Yeah, definitely.
So when it comes to accountability,
Yeah, talk about it.
when it comes to accountability, for a lot of these relationships, right, to carry a level of success, we have to have this ownership thing being taken. And this is the accountability. From what y'all have seen, when it comes to accountability within relationships, who typically tends to take more accountability from y'all's perspectives? Who typically tend to take more accountability within relationships, men or women? I'll start with the women
Women.
on this one. Izzy, what you think?
Let me hear this bullshit that come out from these women today.
Please do.
Fuck
Be ready. Be ready for your shit too.
Yeah, 'cause we got a lot of bullshit on the podcast today. Let me see what's
Word.
going
Okay,
on
not
today.
spicy tonight. Okay, I like that. Um,
Go ahead.
so I don't really, I don't know. Like, it's really hard to say that, like, one person is like definitively accountable than the other. I think it's really hard because, like, in terms of, like, I feel like accountability for emotions, like, I feel like, maybe like women would apologize for, like, maybe like, oh, like overthinking something, or like, like, or like, rushing to, like, be mad or sad or whatever. Like, I think their accountability and they own up to that sometimes rather than men do. But it's really hard to say, like, who's like really like accountable overall. Because to be accountable is to take ownership in something, you know what I mean? Like, and it's hard to be accountable to something that maybe you're doing in secret. I don't know. Like,
Izzy, stop that bullshit now.
I
Stop that bullshit, Izzy.
I don't like.
Izzy, stop that
I'm
bullshit.
really trying. I'm really trying to turn the page here, but like, really, truly, I feel like definitely, like, I know women are a little bit more accountable than men are, and this is why. Like, I feel like we are scrutinized and we're not as forgiven in society in terms of like what we.
Izzy, crucify these motherfuckers. What you doing, Izzy? I got your back, girl. Crucify them. What you mean? What you mean, Izzy?
Like,
Fuck
so
that shit, Izzy. Pop off.
she typing me up. I just don't understand, like, why, like, women need to be like, okay, so like, I feel like women are more accountable. They are more accountable because we're literally the whores or the home wreckers or whatever have you, if we are not, like, the better version,
Smokey the Bear bully you into a corner to take a different stand.
You know what, Matt? Matt, I
I'm
bully
just
your ass too,
saying.
Matt. What's
just
up?
saying.
Cause Matt, I ain't scared of your
Like,
ass
this is how I
either.
feel.
Your big ass forehead don't
adult.
scare
I'm
me,
grown.
Matt. So
I'm
what's
an adult.
up, Matt? Cause Matt, I'm not scared of you, Matt. What's up, Matt? What you want to do, Matt? Cause I feel like you been want to smoke with me,
All
Matt.
right,
So
Smokey, it's
what's
your
good?
turn to answer the
If you
question.
want smoke for smoke, what's good, Matt? As I
Smokey,
said
it's
it,
your turn to answer the question.
Matt. What you want to do,
Yeah, you can finish. You can finish answering. I ain't meant to cut you. I just
Matt? I'll push your ass
Smokey, it's
over
your
in
turn
that
to
chair
answer
right
the
now.
question.
Stop playing with me. Stop fucking playing with me, Matt. I'll push your ass over in that chair right now. So I'm over you. Don't do
Smokey,
me. You better
it's your
feel it.
turn to answer the question.
Okay, what's up, Kev?
It's your turn to answer the question.
So what's your question? Because I'm over it. I keep forgetting your questions, Kev. What's your question, Kev? What is your question? I'm mad.
We're
Fuck
talking
it. I'm in my
about
feelings now.
we're talking about accountability. I'll ask the question
Okay.
of who do you think holds more of the ownership of the accountability within relationships?
Men. Of course, men. Men know accountability more than women. Look, and you know I'm pro girls. You know I be ready to attack. Look here, but we gotta be real. Men hold accountability way more than women will. Women don't like to say that they wrong. I don't know why, they just don't.
Oh, I'm surprised by this answer. That's what's up.
Man, Matt, I'll
Uh,
attack your. What the fuck you at, Matt? Because I
No,
want to fight
I'm
you.
giving you
I'm ready
props.
to spin
I'm
on you,
giving you
Matt.
props.
I'm
I'm
ready
giving you
to fight
props.
your ass, Matt. What's up?
He giving
Because I
you
thought you
your
playing with me because I'm
props.
light skinned. I want to fight you, Matt.
I'm
What's
giving you
up?
props.
He giving you
I
your
want to
props.
fight.
He agreeing with you. But Matt,
I
go
don't
ahead.
give a
Matt.
fuck. I
Oh,
still
my
want to
bad.
fight,
You
Matt.
about to say is
he's agreeing because he's biased.
No, I
I still
agree.
want to fight, Matt. I don't care.
Men definitely take more accountability than women do. Women, I
Definitely.
never hear women take accountability for anything.
Hold up, Matt.
It's always the man's fault. It's always not their issue. It's always their dad wasn't there. It's always something. When men fail stuff, even if it's and it could be
I agree
completely
with
a
Matt.
woman's fault. Men still feel the guilt of that relationship not working. You know what I'm saying?
Watch
So
this. Matt, I date girls. So I'm not,
no, I feel you
all
on
the
that. I
way
feel you on that.
objective to what the fuck you saying. I
Yeah,
get it,
absolutely.
Matt. Yeah, they don't. They think they right about
Yeah,
everything,
it,
Matt.
def- it, it, it,
Go pop
it,
off,
it right
Matt.
about everything. Yep.
Go, Matt.
Up until they hit the cemetery, and they and they being put 6 foot deep. But obviously, yeah, men. But I do think um, men have been getting weaker lately, and a lot of men have been starting to
They
become
some
like
bitches.
females. I agree with
Matt,
them. I
speak
still
on
think
it, Matt. They
overall,
some bitches,
female
Matt. I
females
said
in
it.
totality don't take accountability more than men.
Matt, they some bitches. Just like they some bitches, Matt. We could
No,
say
I
it,
agree.
Matt.
I agree. Some men are like that. Absolutely.
They some girls, Matt. I
so.
agree with you. They some little girls.
Mr.
Mr.
Doctor.
Doctor, man, what you think about this, man? When it comes to accountability, who do you think is taking more of the accountability within these relationships, the men or the women?
I think the men, we always took the most accountability, and we've been forced to, you know what I'm saying? Even as kids, we just been trained like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, look how little boys are raised versus little girls, you know what I'm saying? You know, we just built to take it, you know what I'm saying? And that's why we make strong leaders, because the leader's supposed to take responsibility and accountability, you know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah, the men, we usually take the most accountability.
So
Well,
my bad. You say, Izzy?
no, I like, with all your points being made, it's like I see what you're saying, but like you can paint the same, side for each person. They say like, oh, like, they were raised to like, oh, like, be the man of the house, da 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 da. Well, women, I feel like we're more accountable because we're raised to be the glue. Like we're literally, oh, it's like, oh, you can't keep a man if you act this way or that way, or
Preach, girl.
Um,
just saying,
I'm
Preach.
about to let
Preach,
you,
girl.
I'm
like,
about to let
Pop
you
your
finish.
shit.
I'm about to let you finish, but I just want to interject on that. You know what I'm saying? Because as a matter of fact, let me just interject on this, right? Like if me and you, right, we got a house and we lose our house, they're gonna look at me crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna gotta take accountability is though, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna look at you crazy. It's
yeah,
on me,
they're
you know what I'm
they're gonna
saying?
look at me crazy too because they're gonna be like,
They
damn,
look
girl,
at
your
you
man
crazy
can't
for
keep
being with
like
me,
lost his
nigga. You know
house.
what I'm
Like,
saying?
damn.
You
They're gonna
want to
look
know
at
some real shit that's going on though?
They're gonna look at you like he got you trapped and he got you trapped and
Like
blinded
he
by
pimping you.
Struggle in
I'm
this
gonna look at him
relationship.
like
you
he
need to be
pimping
up
your
out
ass.
there.
I'm gonna be real with you. Me personally, Izzy, he pimping you, girl. Get away from him. Run,
Yeah, but
Izzy,
yeah,
run.
yeah, but then
That's what I'm gonna think.
at that point,
Run, Izzy.
wouldn't they guilt you for the choice that you made in terms of like trusting this man though? Like,
Not me.
No,
No.
Izzy, come to my house,
they
girl.
attributing
Fuck
it to a
him.
man.
Izzy,
If they
fuck
say he
him.
should have
Come to
beat
my
that
house,
man,
girl.
it's still being attributed to the man though.
Izzy, I would never tell you to fuck with a broke nigga. Come to my house, girl.
So
I appreciate you. I'm like,
I love you,
they would not
girl. Girl
they would not
power.
they would not guilt you into this because for one, we always say that. 'Cause remember, we talked about the whole leadership and everything else. So if the man is the one leading, how can you be guilty just for doing your role as far
Here's how
as
a friend like me. Izzy, he got 7 baby mamas. Leave him. Leave him, girl. Get away. Go away, run, girl, run. Me. That's the problem. Friends like me, girl, get away.
So to answer the question, I definitely think that men hold more to accountability. I think like before we get to the relationship, like women don't hold themselves accountable in their own life. They don't hold themselves accountable around other women, let alone
Oh,
talking about holding
shit.
themselves accountable with men. So
Some
most
bitches.
women don't hold
Some,
themselves
some.
accountable.
Some bitches.
I
Hold
will
on,
give you.
I agree with you,
Most women
Kevin.
don't.
Some bitches don't.
Most
Some
women don't.
bitches don't. They don't hold themselves accountable for nothing. Not even they stank ass. I agree with you, Kevin.
Yeah, most women literally don't. So if we're going to talk about getting into the realm of working with somebody, how can she be that of accountable when she can't be accountable by her damn self?
Well, how can he try to lead her when he can't lead himself? Let's talk about that too when
I
we
mean,
ask.
if that's the side that it plays on, then that's a fair question that you asked.
That's real. That's what's
That is
going on, Kev. I'm speaking for me and Izzy and all the girls like us. We speaking
So,
for us.
so this
Let's
brings
talk
me to
about
this.
it.
This brings me to this, right? So if there is no accountability, and women like to talk about, they got to be led, got to have money, they got to be dominated when it comes to sex. What's wrong with the idea of, since he is that much in charge, why is it not fair to say he should be able to also treat you like a fucking child?
Because here's why. Because neither one of these women on this panel said that's how they wanted to be
I'm
treated.
talking in general. I'm speaking in
Okay, so we
general.
can talk in general then. Let's talk in general.
Uh-huh.
No woman wanted to be treated like a child.
But you
And when
taking
you
the role of
say
a
they
child
want to be
anyway.
treated like a child, what do you mean by this?
Watch
Let's be
this.
direct. What you
So
mean by
watch
that?
this. Name some things that children do.
They sing. They sing a lot. When they
They
talk, they sing. They talk. When they sing, I love it. Kids, when they talk, they
name
sing.
name name
They
some more
dance.
things. Name some more things that children do.
Kids dance a lot. Kids like ask a lot of questions. Kids also mimic shit that you do. Kids also are very energetic and come up with their own telltales and their own philosophies about things. And if you're cool enough, they let you in on
They
their
also, they
imagination.
also don't use logic and they just move off the emotion of what they're feeling at that moment.
That's cool. Yeah, and a lot of bitches do too. So moving
Well, that's
along.
what we're talking about.
Okay, so let's talk about them bitches. Let's
We're
talk
talking
about them. I'm sick of
about
them too.
those who fall within that placement. So,
Yep.
like how you say, yes, just like kids, women are very, very imaginative.
I ain't know why I did that.
Women throw a lot of blame, just like how kids love to say, "Oh, it was his fault. Oh, he did it." Women throw a lot of blame.
I agree.
You also want to be taken care of. You want to be taken care of the same way a child is taken care of. Because if a man can
Lies.
sit there and don't allow
Lies,
you to
lies,
do something,
lies. Stop. Stop.
watch this.
All women ain't like that.
If I
All
didn't say
women ain't like that.
you never heard me say all, and I said earlier on the podcast, I never speak in all because nothing is definite.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Well, okay. Some
So,
women want to be taken care of like a child. Yeah,
You gotta
that's
let
true.
them finish though.
so
Mhm.
just like in a lot of these things, also it's hard to correct children when they're caught up in their emotions as well, the same way a lot of women are, because they don't
Mhm.
listen. It's very hard to correct small children. When you're
I
trying
agree.
to correct them and say something, they're so quick to lash out and say something. How is this any differently than this woman? Because we're talking about children.
Okay. Yeah,
Women do these things too.
there's
So
no difference.
I named several things, and you were in agreement. So what it
Yeah.
would be the problem with then treating you like a child when the majority of the things that I'm naming, they're doing just
Whoa. Now watch this. Now I'm about to flip it. You
all
ready?
because you just don't want to feel like you're treated as such,
You ready?
even though your identity is placed.
That depends on what woman you're talking to. And here's why I say that.
I said
Because
I'm
watch
speaking
this.
on majority.
Watch this. You can speak in general, but that still depends on what woman you're talking to. And here's why I say this. Because you have women who, like you say, they feel like whatever you say is an instruction and they have a problem with you giving them instructions. Now, here's how I was taught, and here was what was taught to me and what I understood and what resonated with me. When you leave your father, I was a child who had a father. So because I had a father, I understood what that meant. So when you leave your father as a woman, you are now supposed to submit to your husband the way you did your father. If you don't trust your husband the way that you trusted your father, you ain't in order. That's
Exactly.
Oh,
real.
wait.
That's
So
real. You should trust your husband.
I
Real
have to,
shit.
I
I
have
love
to,
that. I love
I
that.
have to stop you, and the reason why I'm
Stop
stopping
me.
you because you're pushing forward something that you don't even practice though. Because even you just said fuck niggas
Oh,
and
so
stuff
watch
like
this.
that
Watch this. And
in
this is
in
how you
women.
know you're full of shit. Because
No,
watch
I'm
this.
no.
The men that
I'm
I'm
literally
dating,
repeating what
watch
you
this. No, no,
said
no.
though.
That's something I'm practicing because let's talk about what you said.
I'm
You're
I,
telling me I'm
I'm
not
asking
pushing
what you
something that I
mean.
don't practice. So watch this. The last time you dated me, I was 25. I am now 30. I'm a 30-year-old woman.
I'm asking
So
you
watch this.
about
No, 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 no,
what
no. Let's no, no,
you
no. Let's speak on what you
practice.
said. Let's speak on what you said. So you
Listen,
said something I'm not practicing.
listen,
So I'm gonna show
listen.
you how I'm practicing it.
No. Listen. See, just like a child, I have to fight
Like a
to grab your
child. Yeah,
attention.
come on.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Let me lead you.
Okay.
Let me lead you. When I say that you're not practicing this, I only said this predicated upon what you already said. There was no assumption
So what I
made
say?
about you. You
What I
literally
said?
said how you said several times how you said fuck niggas, and then you said you deal with women. So with these things being said, and then you go back to say a point of saying I've been raised. I have a father. I've been raised with a father. When you leave from underneath the covering of your father, you then move underneath the covering of a husband.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
these
come
things
on.
are not being practiced because you say you're dealing with a woman, correct?
Okay. So
I'm not,
now, 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 no,
wait.
no, no,
I'm asking
no.
you.
Hush, hush. Cause I
Wait a
let you
minute.
talk.
Wait a
I let
minute.
you
I'm
talk.
asking
But he
you.
didn't
Did I
finish.
not let you
But he
talk?
not finished.
Did I not let you talk? I let you talk.
Listen. I will let
I
you
let you
talk.
talk.
Don't forget. Listen, don't forget, I am the host. So I
Okay,
will let
cool.
you talk. I don't have a problem letting you build, but you're
Okay.
cutting me off.
Okay.
I did not finish what I said. I will
So
let
what's
you
next?
build. I
Hmm.
am not in any position to silence you.
Okay.
So, like I said, I was asking
Hmm.
you a question. You went through your spill of this, right?
Okay.
But you're not trying to be married. Am I correct or am I missing something?
You're
At this
incorrect
moment.
as
At
fuck.
this moment.
You're so incorrect. You're incorrect. So no, you're not right. You're incorrect. Moving
So,
along. Yeah. Go
so
on.
at this moment in your life, are you dealing with the men or are you dealing with the women?
I'm dealing with a man.
Okay.
Exclusively.
Okay.
Exclusively dealing with a man. That's why when your co-host on the last show said that
Okay.
I was single, and I said to him, no, I'm not single. I'm not ever single. I meant what I said, sir. I meant what I
If
said.
you're not married, then you are single. You're literally single
Okay,
or you're
so then
married.
cool. By your standards, then yes, I am single.
So
Moving
everything that
along. So get to your
I
next
chimed
point.
in because you said it earlier. I made no assumption.
Okay. Okay. And I didn't say you did. I never said you did. So moving along.
Go ahead and build.
Go ahead and build on what now?
No. You wanted to elaborate on what you were going into.
As far as what?
When I was
The
giving a breakdown of chiming into how it wasn't an actual practice of you building into.
oh
But
yeah, that's funny
now
to
you're
me. Yeah,
saying
let me
that
get there.
you're
Yeah,
walking a
yeah,
path
let's get
forward.
there. Let's get
So
there. Because
that's what I'm
yeah,
hearing.
yeah, let's get there. So watch this. You said basically I'm not practicing a life that says I'm trying to be married. Am I correct or incorrect?
Yes, I said at the moment, I said, and I was going predicated off of what you said now.
Okay, so no. you're wrong. I don't know what I said to lead into that direction, but no, sir. I am definitely living a life right now where marriage is definitely in question and definitely on the table type shit. So that's what I meant. That's why when your homeboy said, "Oh, you're single, single, single," I said, "No, sir, I'm not ever single. Never have I ever really been single." So let's talk about it. So here we go with that. It's called understandings. It's called everybody understand what they understand at that moment in time. In my life, my shit don't, it's not your life. So you're not going to understand where I'm at. Nobody is, because you're not living my life. So don't try to judge my life based off of yours,
No
because
one,
it'll
no
never
one,
make sense
no
to you.
one, no one, no one placed any judgment. I
So what
didn't,
you
I
did?
didn't, I didn't pass forth any judgment. I literally asked a question predicated off of what you had already said. I didn't judge you. How did I judge you if I was asking a question?
What exactly was your question?
We already went through this. What are you talking about? We literally just had the
Sir,
full
we went through that.
conversation.
Well, okay, so we went through that. You asked whether or not I was looking for marriage or if that's where I was at in life, and I told you yes. So moving along, what the fuck we getting at?
No, 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 no. We're not on that point. You see, you get
So what
wavered and
point
you
are we
get
on? What
listen,
point are
listen,
we
listen,
on?
listen. You get wavered and bogged down because you hear certain words and then you're so quick to attack, but you're not listening to what is being actually said to you. You're
Okay,
so ready to argue and go to war and combat that you're not
okay,
even listening to what is being said to you because
okay.
nobody has challenged you directly here today. You
Exactly.
just quickly
Okay,
take offense and you ready to attack as if somebody's after you. Nobody is
okay.
after you.
So what you asking, sir? So
No,
reiterate your
no,
two
no. I'm,
questions so
I'm
I
not
can make
asking you
sure I'm gonna
anything
be
at
asking.
this moment. I'm not asking you anything. I was
Okay, so
simply,
moving on to the
I
next
was
person
simply,
then.
wait, listen. You see how even right now, you're why are you forcing me as the host of the show to move my topic along? All I'm doing is having a simple conversation with you.
You
Are you
just stayed. You
now?
ain't
Do you
had nothing to do with what I was talking about. So if you're going to act
dude?
like
I
what I
never
was talking
left.
about was
Listen,
nothing,
listen,
then
listen,
let's move
listen.
along to the next person, because what I'm saying is
Listen.
nothing.
I never left my subject. I never left my subject. So that means I'm on topic. And that's simply how it moves. The treated like children. Who all chimed in on this?
That was another question you brought up.
Yeah, I asked about the accountability. I was like, so dealing with the accountability and simply how women don't want to be accountability, and then how me and Smokey went through that whole build up when I was asking her what are the things like children doing going through it. What is it wrong for one to say then I should then treat you as a child, since most women fall within that placement of that as of a child?
I agree. It's a similar way. I don't think it's treating them exactly like a child, but I get the concept. I think it's similar to that. Not valuing what they say as much, because a lot of women, what they say is BS, and it's you as the leader just doing the right thing for the unit. It's the same thing you do with a child. You don't give a child say, hey, I love to put water in the plugs. You're like, nah, I follow you. We have to do a lot of things with women especially at an early age, because women are maturing later now. You just have to override a lot what they say and treat them like that as far as the decision making process of their lives. Outside of that, you probably can. It's not exactly like a child, but I get the concept and I agree with it in some aspects.
Mr. Doctor, what you think about the concept? What was said when it came to the accountability, because they lack so much thereof and they fall within these placements of childlike behaviors. Would it be wrong for one to take upon the idea of treating one like a child?
I don't think we would it would benefit us to treat them fully like a child. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't give children certain responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? We still want to, especially if we want to grow. We don't want to micromanage everything. You know what I'm saying? So We still want our women to be like adults. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to treat them like kids. So they don't, you know what I'm saying? They just here for the ride or just here for the benefit, you know what I mean? So I don't think it will benefit us to treat them completely like children. But however, though, like women, I think it's healthy for women to be a little bit childlike because it helps them age well. You know what I'm saying? Like just like be surrounded by kids and you know what I'm saying, be able to do like girly stuff. It helped them to age well, but I don't feel like we should completely treat them like kids. You know what I mean?
You said being childlike helped them age well.
Yeah, because like when women like run kids or they're doing their creative stuff, it helps them to be like a little less stressed out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like ideally you would want your woman to get like the complete stress or the burden of the relationship. So in that aspect, you would treat her like you the parent and she's more closer to the child, but not like completely like the child to where she got no responsibilities, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you still want to have somebody that's capable, you know what I mean?
No, I don't disagree with that. I did. I was simply asking because I heard someone made that comment on something else, and they was like, since they take on these roles and they move this way, why not treat them as such? It wasn't a personal outlook. I was simply saying it because I heard someone else say that on another podcast, and I was like, dang. I said that's pretty aggressive. This is treat them like a child. This is they act like a child, treat them like a child.
Mm.
All right. So before we get up off of here, I got a straightforward question, more so for the women. So we're talking about the expectations and, can we really meet up with these? Let's build it this way. What is it that you want within this completion or this goal of a successful relationship? What is it that you want? I'm gonna start with Smokey. What is it that you want now?
Number one thing is respect. Um, Something that a lot of people have different perceptions on,
Mm-hmm.
and have a different mind about. So the first thing I would say is respect. The second thing I would say is unconditional love, something that most people don't have, but it just is what it is. So basically I would say those two things. Those are the two things that I think would be like taboo to get.
Okay. Izzy, what is it that you want, ma'am?
Um, hmm. Okay, sorry. You're gonna have to phrase the question differently so I can answer it a little bit more.
Just what is it? Because so this whole thing we're building to talk about meeting the expectations. So within walking within a relationship, what is it that you want from this man? What are you
Um,
expecting? What do you want, Izzy?
well, what I want is someone who is able to be a real leader, honestly. And that has different branches. So basically someone that's able to lead financially, someone that's able to um, you know, be I guess the stronger person emotionally, someone who's able to really I guess be problem solver and not a problem starter. Um, what else?
Easy for president. Easy for president.
What
I
else?
love Izzy.
Um,
Izzy Hill.
someone who's able to make me feel beautiful and be able to be restful. Um, and what's the last thing I'll add in here? Um, someone who is able to, I guess, be able to I guess look at, we have to instead of we have to be able to instead of looking at each other and I guess arguing with each other, we need to look out in the world and figure out how we can be a unit and, solve issues together and, solve it in the world rather than like, actually like causing chaos like with each other. So that was kind of like, what I said earlier, but like just like a little bit of more of a breakdown. But yeah, all in all, I just want some peace. Damn it.
Izzy, you lit to me, girl.
Thank you, Boo. I
Uh,
appreciate
so I
you.
don't I don't want to leave my fellas out. I'm gonna ask my fellas a question. So for the doctor and Matt, when y'all look at from y'all observation, when y'all look at the majority of these women today, do you how do you think you can really meet the expectations of the majority of these modern women today, Matt?
I believe I can because I have a high drive in what I want to be in life naturally. So personally, I believe I can meet most of those expectations. In totality, as a community, I don't think most guys would be able to meet those expectations because most men typically want to just live a natural average life. Most people ain't aiming to these high marks and achievements and these lives that involve traveling and different experience. Most people just want a stable life.
Pop your shit, man.
Most
Just
people
pop
want
your
a
shit. I hear you. Pop your shit, man.
Most people just want a stable life where they can get by from day to day. And a lot of women are in love with experiences right now. So I don't think most men meet them, but I believe me personally, I can meet those expectations.
Matt
Cool.
for president. We heard it.
Mr. Doctor, man, what you think about that, man? When you look at the the state, you out here you can meet these expectations of these women today, the modern woman.
I think for the most part, but it usually depends on the woman. But I think for the most part, I could meet the needs of the majority of needs of the modern women. And I think a lot of men can too, but I think it's just all about they gotta feel like it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of men, especially a lot of black men, been improving. We've been watching stuff, reading stuff. You know what I'm saying? We've been on our shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of new entrepreneurs is us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's just about men not feeling like it's worth it. Sometimes they just probably not feeling appreciated enough or whatever. But I feel personally I could meet most of the needs of the modern woman.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I think like overall, I think that well, because men are a lot different these days to what they used to be. But I think a strong-minded man with a good drive and the will to succeed can definitely meet these expectations. I think that if you kind of cut from a lot of the same cloth as a lot of these are now, it'd probably be very, very difficult because the ones now are so much more emotional and it's just a lot harder, man. It's the roles are reversed, man. It's just a lot different. So
It's a bunch of
now,
bitch ass niggas. You could say it, Kevin. It's okay.
no,
You could
I'm
say it.
not gonna
I'll
call
say it for you. It's a bunch of
I'm
bitch
not
ass
I'm not
niggas.
I'm
You
not
could
gonna
say
call
it.
them that, but
I'm gonna call them that. I said it. It's a bunch of bitch ass niggas, and we just gonna say
all
that's
right,
what it
so
is.
y'all, that wasn't too painful, was it?
Not
Mm.
really.
No.
All right, so y'all know
What's up,
before we get up.
girl? You look fine tonight, is it? I don't know the fuck you going tonight, girl. But girl, fuck them. They ain't
Are
gotta
you
let you
trying
know.
to take
I'm
me
letting you
out?
know, girl. I see you, Izzy. I see you.
All right, so before we get up out of here, man, y'all know the age that we live in when everybody run their plugs so we can get up out of here. Smokey, tell the people where they can find you, man.
Get me on TikTok. I'm smoking the bear. Get me on Instagram. I'm smoking the bear. Hit me on the book, baby. I'm smoking the bear. Come fuck with smoking the bear. Come smoke with the bear. Yeah.
Mr. Doctor, man, tell the people where they can find you at, man. Where you at, brother?
DJ Witch Doctor and everything, you know what I'm saying? And not like witch, like, you know what I'm saying? Like witchcraft, like witch, like the question. So DJ Witch
Like
Doctor,
which one, nigga?
you know what I'm saying? And
Which
also
one?
check out the Woke Juice crew, you know what I'm saying? Like on everything, on all platforms. And there we go, you know what I mean? Fuck with me.
Okay, got the Woke Juice crew in the building. Okay, okay, okay. Easy, tell the people where they can find you.
So you guys can follow me at Izzy Ojo 94 on Instagram. So hit the follow button.
Go Izzy.
Matt, man, tell the people where they can find you.
Hey, Matthew Washington on Facebook. That's all I'm on right now.
All right, cool. All right, man. Y'all know me. Y'all know you only gonna find me right here on this YouTube thing. I am Mr. Humble Beginnings. And yo, until the next time, man, we got more great things coming and more things in store. So until the next time, we holla. Peace.